your second Step Up Facebook Live today, Brody.
Yes.
I know, I couldn't believe you guys didn't invite me for that. I was so upset.
You weren't here.
What do you mean I wasn't here?
Hey guys, it's Christina and Brody and Jamie. Welcome to Wednesday, guys.
Yay.
And happy belated.
First,
what?
It was Christina and Brody's
I was just gonna say happy belated.
Yeah, happy belated, Christina. Taurus power.
Yes, happy birthday to all the Taurus babies.
Up, so
Okay, you don't need to make it about you, Jamie. It's our birthday.
It's our day. It's our day. But happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, of course, it's Wednesday, so we have a lot to get to. The magazine is out, and it is juicy. A lot of interesting stories on there. We're talking all about Miranda Lamberts' new romance with the married man. We are talking all about Ronnie from Jersey Shore, that messy, messy, messy baby mama drama. We are also talking about Kanye West.
It's a really dramatic week.
It really is.
Yeah.
There's a lot to get to. So
a lot of pain.
A lot of pain. But of course we want to hear from you guys. So please, we will have some happiness because we're talking about the royal wedding.
Yes.
Yes. So
we'll end on a high.
Yes. Well, actually, no, that's right in the middle. So
Space it out.
Space it out. But of course we want to hear from you guys. So please send us your questions and your comments. Shall we dive into this Miranda Lambert situation? Okay, so Miranda has found herself in a bit of a messy romance. The country star is dating Evan Felker. The only problem with Evan is that he is married to his wife, Stacey Nelson. Now, the two met when Evan's band, the Turnpike Troubadours, went on tour with Lambert, and that's where things kind of just happened. Now, a confidant tells us that Miranda didn't steal Evan from Stacey, but a source also tells us that before Evan hit the road with Lambert, he and his wife weren't having any issues. In fact, these two were trying to get pregnant.
I think the biggest thing that's overlooked within this story is that his band is called the Turnpike Troubadours.
Yes. How many albums do you have from the Turnpike Troubadours?
So many. So many.
Describe them in print as neo-folk.
Neo-folk.
Yeah.
I've never heard.
I don't really know what that is.
No,
either. Probably not the way his group wanted to get
Probably
pressed.
Not, no.
Or the way he wanted to get pressed. But this is a very interesting situation because obviously he is still technically married but going through a divorce.
Right.
So people have been sort of outraged that Miranda could be linked to someone who is still married.
Right. Well, the timeline is a little iffy because he filed for divorce fairly recently, only like a couple weeks after he joined Miranda on tour.
Yes, there were 3 dates. February 1st was the first date that his group had with Miranda. And then later that month, he filed for divorce. So people have been pointing the fingers a lot and saying that Miranda was the cause. We've heard that Miranda wasn't the cause of him leaving his wife, that there were troubles between Stacey and Evan before. So it's a bit of a complicated situation to say the least.
He said, she said.
Exactly.
Sure, and of course people always want to talk about Miranda and Blake. Blake tweeted something last week that fanned the flames of what is this cryptic tweet? Could Blake be talking about Miranda?
Sure.
Blake has tried to clarify, still remaining cryptic.
Well, there's also, I mean, people are iffy. Was she still with Anderson East when this all happened?
Right.
Sure,
as well?
yeah, because we just said earlier this month that they broke up.
Yes, yes, we had sources that told us that they had broken up, but then Miranda's ex spoke out on Twitter and was
there's a pattern to it.
Yes,
to an extent.
but there's messiness too. Miranda's ex is pointing the finger at Blake, saying he's a hypocrite, and so there's a lot of
layers.
The timeline is that she may or may not still have been with Anderson East before she was with this guy, and she had just separated from Blake Shelton. She kind of fell into the arms of Anderson pretty quickly, so people kind of gave her flack for moving on so quickly, which is good for you, girl.
So did Blake.
Exactly.
He sure did.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Blake. No, but
sorry, I ruined your timeline.
But Gwen Stefani was still married technically to Gavin when she was with Blake.
You can be married but separated, which I think people overlook. But on top of that, so then this Jeff Allen guy, Miranda's ex, is saying that she was cheating on him with Blake. So there's just like, it's just a whole timeline, a step.
Right.
Yes, and also there were people that said that Blake cheated on his wife to be with Miranda. So there's a lot of messiness. No one really has their hands clean in this situation.
We got some hellos from Natalie, Stephanie, Angela, and Linda. Hello, ladies.
Hello,
everybody, please send
ladies.
questions because I'm sure you guys have a lot of opinions on this story as well. So
then,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry,
no,
I was
go
just going to say, on the note of the Turnpike Troubadours.
Yes.
How do they feel about this?
Their Spotify players
Their Spotify numbers are through the roof. A source told us that Evan was kind of attracted to Miranda's fame in the sense that like she could help his career.
Yeah.
And the Turnpike, I can't even say it.
I know, say it 3 times fast. Well, yeah, because they were co-writing songs together, and that's how kind of things started bubbling up between them.
Yes.
Yeah. He used to call his wife every night.
Oh, yeah, this is the most interesting part.
This is so weird.
He like ghosted his wife.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. If that was my husband, I'd be like, hello, and I'd go fly my butt to wherever he is.
Hunt him down. It's very strange.
Well, she's on Instagram. She was seen singing along to Carrie Underwood's Before He Cheats.
Yeah, she's sort of playing into it.
100%.
She met up with a fan who's wearing a Team Stacey
shirt. She
also
wrote like, if I can get through today, if Stacey Felker can get through today, anyone can. I'm like, you're not Britney Spears in 2006. Like, I'm sorry. Don't try to make this about you.
Deanna said Miranda deserves better than Blake Shelton. Well, she has moved on from Blake Shelton.
And that's a good thing because, people still probably ship Miranda and Blake and want them to get back together. But Blake is very happy.
I don't ship them at all.
I wasn't really invested in their relationship, so I guess I don't really ship them.
Interesting. I don't listen. I don't want them back together. I love that Gwen and Blake are together. I think that's such an unusual, unexpected pairing, and our sources have said they are in a great place and full steam ahead.
I'm surprised that he tweeted that karma, because he basically said that I've been taking the high road for so long, but look up ahead, I see karma. And
he didn't really say this is not about Miranda, but he said everyone leapt on this idea that it was about someone. He wasn't talking about them. I feel like he could have outright said this is not about Miranda, but that might have even fanned the flames.
But I also think he loves to stir the pot as well. Like if you know Blake from like the very beginning of The Voice, like he loves that.
The timing of that tweet was very odd.
Very suspect.
Sure.
You think?
You think. So this is kind of a little bit of a messy situation that Miranda has found herself in. But
I do recommend reading her Instagram comments.
If you want a good laugh.
I like following her on Instagram. She seems like she's having a good time.
Not that. I'm just saying her comment, the people who are commenting on her Instagram are a good time.
Yes. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we will continue to monitor this as it unfolds, because it will. Okay, let's move on to something that we really need to unfold is Kanye's Twitter storm, because his Twitter fingers have been working overtime. Ever since he returned to social media in mid-April, the rapper has caused quite a commotion. He's made it very clear that he is all about Donald Trump, calling him his brother, and showing off his signed Make America Great Again hat. So what does wife Kim Kardashian think? Well, the source tells us that while she is not mad about the tweets, she is worried that people will think she shares the same views. Wonder what she thinks about his interview yesterday.
Wow, where he said that slavery was a choice.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing he has to teach history.
Yeah, that was really problematic and made people a lot of angry and upset. It overshadowed clearly him talking about liposuction and being addicted to opioids.
But it's just crazy that he even had liposuction, because that's how his mom died.
Right, that's so true.
And that's been so strange too, because that story came up again when he tweeted the picture of the doctor who was involved with his mom's surgery and said he can. Kanye's on this forgiveness tour. And he's like spreading a message of love.
Love is love.
Right.
He's Lin-Manuel Miranda. Love is love.
Yes, it's been very strange to see. Just when you think it's going to be done, he opens up his mouth and a whole bunch of other problematic things.
It's also strange. I don't know if you watched any of the interview with Charlemagne. His demeanor was completely different in that interview. He was much more subdued and very knew exactly what he wanted to say. And then you put him on TMZ and he was just a loose cannon.
It was like an intellectual conversation. The first, and it's crazy because it was just earlier in the day.
I think Charlemagne happened 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so it was pre-taped. Never mind then. Because it literally, he got his point across. He was well spoken. It was a conversation. It wasn't erratic. It wasn't like someone yelling at you. It was like a normal conversation.
It was like a normal person. I even said to somebody afterwards, I was like, wow, he actually sounds like a normal person.
And then you watch this TMZ clip and you're like,
what?
Yeah, and there's obviously a lot of backlash on Twitter to his comments. He's saying things, people are correcting him. Did you listen to the new single with T.I. and Kanye?
I listened to the poop.
Oh, yeah. Everyone thought that was the real single. Then there was another single after that, and I listened to that, and I was like, this is just more the back and forth, and Kanye sort of spouting these ideas that he has, and T.I. putting him back in his place, but it was not his best single.
It wasn't. Amber says Kanye always makes noise when he's about to drop an album, but now are people even going to buy this album anymore? I mean, he's kind of dug himself into such a big hole. I mean, he's getting backlash from the hip-hop community, from people in every single community. People are kind of lashing out at him, so it's kind of like, can he redeem himself after this? I don't know.
I think it also, he says he has these opinions, which is great. You should have opinions.
Sure.
But I don't think he backs them up well. He thinks his opinions are facts, and then he can't continue on and explain why he believes that.
In a very Trumpian way.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, in that way, they share a lot of philosophy. But Kanye thinks he's the best rapper of all time. He thinks he's a genius. He thinks his wife is the most beautiful woman in the world, so you can't really tell Kanye
But I think, like, Kanye's like, I'm going to say I'm a Trump supporter because I know it'll make waves. But he doesn't realize, like, what those waves mean to other people.
Yeah, and how they affect people and how it affects them to put on that hat. And sort of, and then, you know, Trump is tweeting saying that, oh, thank you, Kanye, for acknowledging.
Very cool.
So people are like, uh-oh, you open up a really...
Well, and I mean, it was kind of interesting if you watch the TMZ clip of the staffer that stood up to him and was like, you are completely wrong. What you're saying is, you know, it's awful. And I forget the exact word he wants. I don't want to quote
painful.
Him. Painful, yes.
Which, good for him.
Good for him.
Could you imagine Kanye, like, erratically screaming in our newsroom and someone standing up and being like, you're wrong? Like, I think that takes a lot of confidence.
Oh, no, because you never know how Kanye is going to react to something either. And he stood there and he was like, I'm getting schooled by somebody right now. I don't know. I would love to know what the Kardashian camp is thinking about everything.
Kris Jenner's like freaking out.
Yeah.
She's like, disable the Wi-Fi.
Oh my god. Okay, girls, don't address this on social media.
Literally, like, Kylie post a picture of Stormy.
Right, seriously. Deflect.
I bet Khloe and Tristan don't mind this too much. Because the focus is off of them.
Yeah. Well, Kim yesterday, I think, before all this happened, she tweeted, like, isn't Twitter better with Kanye here? And we're like, oh, is it?
Because you have to spend all of your tweets defending him and saying that he's not in the sunken place. And
well, speaking of the sunken place, I mean, that Charlemagne interview took place in the house.
Yeah.
The house is creepy.
Yeah.
It did?
Like, if you go, like right to the beginning, like, you can see, like, a couple of, like, the little shots of, like, I don't know. I don't know. No, why is it creepy? It's
no. I mean, why is it in that house?
I don't know. It's, like, stark white.
Where's the house located?
In Calabasas.
Oh, it is?
I think so, yeah.
They shot in Calabasas?
I don't know. But it looks like it's his house because those are the pictures that he posted on Twitter.
Oh, his house. I thought you meant the Get Out house.
Oh, no. I'm like, Calabasas?
Wait, no.
I was so confused.
I was like, wait, now I'm confused.
Right.
You were talking about the sunken place. I thought it was the Get Out house. I was like,
no,
I'm so
it's his home. It's like, how do you live in a house like that with 3 kids and it stays completely
white?
It's very Kardashian too.
Yeah.
To have that, like, beautiful design.
They bring in the furniture every week.
Probably. Sarah says maybe he's doing it as a favor to Khloe. Deanna says he should not have blamed Rob for weight problem.
Yeah.
That was very strange.
I know.
That was really, I think it's
painful. He put his problems onto Rob, and we know Rob has issues.
So basically what happened, if you haven't seen it in the TMZ clip, he said the reason why he got liposuction is because he didn't want the media to call him fat like they did to Rob right before he married Kim Kardashian.
And it was TMZ who had called Rob fat, and he went home from Kim and Kanye's wedding because that hurt him so badly. But so for Kanye to even bring that up again, it's a very non-Kardashian. It's like a Kardashian faux pas to bring up someone's pain like that and put it again out there because it can, you know, reopen those wounds. I feel bad. I feel very protective of Rob.
I know.
I
sometimes I sit here and I wonder what happened to the Arthur George sock designer.
He's still tweeting about it. You can still get Arthur George socks. Swipe up, 30% off. Enter my code.
Kanye has never followed the rules of Kardashian, like the Kardashian.
He sure has not.
No.
He sure has not.
He cannot be put on a leash. Like Scott Disick even follows the rules to an extent.
But like, how does Kim listen to that like all day long?
Well, he's
like
just in Wyoming recording.
I think he's traveling a lot. I don't think
she like just puts the phone down, walks away.
Yeah, I got you, Nate. Oh wait, yeah, sure.
Darren said, sure. Just like putting it out here, and you're like doing, like she's talking to North. Just the phone here.
It's a very, very interesting situation.
Wait, so maybe that's why he goes on Twitter rants because Kim won't listen to him.
Maybe to cry for help.
Also, you have to think they have 3 kids now too, which is unbelievable. Think about where we were 10 years ago. You never thought that Kim and Kanye would have 3 kids together.
We've been married for 10 years.
Yeah.
Have they been married?
No,
How long have they been married
10
for?
They got
now.
married in 2014.
14, okay.
Yeah, and now they have 3 kids. He's a parent,
He's a parent.
which is.
Of 3.
I mean, I don't know how much parenting he's doing, but
Right.
you know,
Kim does, like, she's pretty open about parenting, and she
yeah,
seems
she's
like
a very
like a hands-on
hands-on
mom.
mom.
She's very
Our source have said
hands-on.
she's very
Yeah.
hands-on. I don't know how many diapers of Chicago that Kanye's changing.
No.
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's what poop is about.
Maybe.
I don't know if he's scooping up the poop. Like,
No. He's been inspired. All right, so let's move on to the royal wedding, because it is crazy to think that we are just a few weeks away. I mean, we've been talking about this for quite some time, but May 19th is right around the corner, and Meghan Markle is doing things her own way. The Duchess will be inviting her Hollywood pals to celebrate her and Harry's love, and unlike other members of the royal family, that is a love that they like to show off, with the source telling us that the couple are not afraid to show off some PDA and wear their hearts on their sleeves.
yeah, Meghan is also not afraid to show off some shoulder.
I know.
Which, you know, she got a little bit of backlash for her little shoulder moment.
And they'll be having a lemon cake at their wedding.
I know.
Which is
Breaking one
different.
tradition.
Yeah, it's breaking tradition. It's usually a multi-layered fruit
Fruit
cake.
cake.
Fruitcake, yeah. The lemon
I'm
cake.
surprised
Who
those
wants- yeah.
weddings, those marriages have lasted with a
Fruit cake.
Yeah, if I were Meghan, that would be number 1 on my list. First of all, that
I don't
fruitcake.
think I would get lemon though. I don't really like lemon cake. I feel like that's a very polarizing. You either love it or hate it.
Right.
It's not like
Yeah.
all encompassing.
That's true.
welcoming.
Do you want to tweet at Kensington Palace?
Yeah. Can I have an
cake
alternate?
did you have at your wedding?
It was every layer was a different flavor.
Ooh.
Don't lie, you had
How many
fruitcake.
No, I did not. I think it was 5, maybe. I don't remember.
Did you have lemon?
I did not have
See,
lemon.
because lemon's a polarizing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a British thing.
Maybe. Well, yeah.
She is marrying into the most famous British
She
royal
is.
family.
That
Yes.
would be the Beckhams.
Okay, maybe.
But yeah, so she is doing things her way. They are not afraid to show off some PDA, unlike Prince William and Duchess Kate.
They keep it very low key.
Yeah, they keep it
Brody
very
and I
low
show off
key.
more PDA.
It's true. And also, our source had told us that Kate has given some guidance to Meghan, but Meghan hasn't really needed to take it.
She's
'cause
like,
she
I'm good,
does her
girl.
own thing.
I give her credit for
I
that.
don't need you.
Like,
I got this.
Kate texts her, it shows red text.
She's like, new phone, who did?
Megan has her read receipts.
Yeah, she sure does have her read
But I
receipts
give her
on.
a lot of credit for making her own path, because it's such a
Yeah.
it's a lot of pressure. It's such
Yeah.
a scary, nerve-wracking environment to be like mingling with the queen, and she's like, I'm gonna hold my boyfriend's hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I
No,
know.
it's really interesting.
it is. I cannot wait
I'm
to see
excited
what
for
she
Meghan.
wears.
You know, I'm a big Meghan Markle
Yeah.
fan.
I cannot wait to see what she wears. I
I'm
can't wait
so
to see
over
Kate.
it.
Oh,
You
no,
are?
I'm so into it.
I'm
I'm
so
like,
over it.
I'm into it from the
ready for it.
Meghan side.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, totally.
I'm into it for the fact that the former Suits star
Yes.
will be married. It's
Former
like
Lifetime star.
the former Lifetime. That's just like my favorite thing. And she will always be the former Suits star when you're talking about her.
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Are you gonna watch? Did you watch the Lifetime, the Harry and Meghan?
It's not
It
out
is.
yet.
It's not
It's
out
this
yet.
week.
I'm
They're
excited
coming
for
in
that.
soon. I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait.
We actually did an interview with him, and he was like, I didn't think I'd ever be a ginger, but it's kind of growing on me. Because also, they hired a brunette Scottish man to
That's
play
amazing.
Prince Harry.
That's amazing. Yeah, so like we said, only a few weeks away, and this is when Kate will reveal her post-baby appearance. This is the
she's
first
like-
time.
Okay, you
well,
saw her on
I
the
mean,
steps
that's
of the
true. We
hospital.
did see
She
her,
looked
yes.
incredible.
And that was
Yeah.
like 7 hours
7
after
hours.
she
Yes,
gave
and
birth.
she's like smiling and
Yeah,
waving, hair
somebody
blowing in the
came and
wind.
did her hair.
I
Yeah,
swear,
but she
it's like
still
a
looks
clone.
incredible.
Yeah.
Some people are like, "Don't touch me."
I mean,
I'm like,
there.
"I'm gonna
Look at
die."
her. She doesn't even look like she had a baby.
No, she's like she picked up
Is
someone
that
else's
even a real baby?
I'll take that one.
Could you imagine if you were another? I think someone might have, but like, could you imagine if you're another mom that just gave birth in the?
Well, you saw those people that came out, and they
They were
had their
like,
pictures
yeah.
Yeah,
taken.
and people are like,
That's my
"Oh, I love your
favorite.
baby." Is that Kate
Can you
Middleton?
move
Yeah.
to the right?
Also, like, if that mom didn't know that Kate was also going to be, she's
Yeah.
like, wow.
Wow, so many people want to see my
mom really
baby.
went off.
I love that. That was my favorite part of that whole story.
I'm glad that baby has a name now, though.
Yes,
Louis.
I
Louis.
can sleep at night.
Yes, it was keeping me up for hours.
I forget what I wanted them to name him.
Albert.
No, it was something
Charlotte.
cuter.
I wanted him to be Charlotte too.
Two
For a
Charlottes.
twist.
She was so
new
cute.
royal
Charlotte's
family.
third birthday.
It is. Oh,
Yes.
yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Oh my
Charlotte.
God, we're all like right
guys
in
are
a
awesome.
row.
If you want us to come to the party,
Right,
if
call
it's this
us.
weekend, that's fine. We can make
It's
that
true.
work.
You're Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
and I'm Charlotte Thursday.
Okay, you need to put yourself
Wow, I
back
can
on
really
there.
do that. It's a skill.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. All right, let's move on to another messy situation. This is Ronnie and his girlfriend Jen Hartley. They got into an Instagram Sam fight for everyone to see, which we all do. He called her a hoe. She called him a cokehead. They got into a screaming match on Instagram Live, and they seem to have called it quits. Now, a source tells us the couple who just welcomed a baby girl only like 3 weeks ago or a month ago have been so rocky for so long.
Don't have kids unless you think you're going to make it through, like, the first month of their kid's life.
Well, maybe don't have a kid with a cokehead or a hoe.
Right.
If that's not something that's going to be plaguing you later. You either surrender to the fact you're like, you know what, I can't have a kid with a cokehead.
Did you see his Instagram stories? So the first one was like, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
And people were like, oh,
no,
what?
but then he put a poll up. And you know, you can vote in polls.
Yes. Did you
and
vote?
It was, of course I voted. It's my civic duty once you turn 18 to vote in all things.
Okay.
So it was basically, the poll was like, if you found out your partner had a sex tape with an ex and kept it, would you be upset? It was yes or no.
Would you
vote?
Yes. No.
I was just trying to side with Ronnie.
Oh, come on,
I'm kidding. I don't care about these Jersey Shore people. Sorry, Vinny.
Well, did you watch last week's episode of Jersey?
Yes.
So basically on the show, he says that he doesn't think that she is the one for him, that he's still in love with Sam. Let it go already.
Messed up. It's
and
so
he cheated on her.
Why would you say that
such bad behavior.
Yeah. Why would you say it on camera, and why are you cheating on her?
You think he would know better, too.
Right.
This is not like the original Jersey Shore where they were captured in their innocence and naivete. This is like, they know who they are. They know their level of celebrity. And filming this, just like losing control.
Unless he did it for that sole reason that he was going to
For the likes. He did it for the likes.
He did it for the likes. It's all about that clickbait.
Right. I mean, this is a really, really nasty situation.
If he did it for the likes, I think he might have jeopardized the likes when there was that video where it looks like the two of them have their hands on each other, and she alleges that he was like going after her.
Right.
That took it to another level, which I think is really
throughout all of this.
Oh, of course.
I mean, once you become a parent, you really need to learn to put your kid first. Like, they shouldn't have taken it to social media, and they should have had their kid in mind, because like when this kid grows up, they can Google this.
Of course.
She did share a photo of the baby with a little filter today, and she talked about, she gushed about being a mom.
Yeah,
but she did not gush about Ronnie.
No, that ship has sailed, I think. Well, I don't know. I mean, you saw how tumultuous the relationship was between Ron and Sam, and they got back together multiple times.
They sure did.
I mean, they were much younger. I mean, he is 32 years old and a dad,
and not grown up that much.
It doesn't seem like it. No. I mean, it really doesn't.
I always say there's that theory where you stop emotionally growing at the time you became famous. That's where your growth stunts.
Yeah, I mean, then the whole cast was on The View today, and he was not there.
Right.
They spoke out about it, saying that they support whatever decision that he makes. I don't know how you could support him calling his baby mama a hoe,
but so gross.
It really is.
They're not Team Tater Tot Kitty, because that's our Instagram. And every time I go to it, I'm like, I'm Tater Tot Kitty. Tater Tot. Am I missing something? Can I be Tater Tot Kitty?
I would be Tater Tot Kitty. I think I'd rather be like Curly Fried Puppy.
Okay.
Oh, change my Instagram. Please follow me.
Curly Fried Puppy. So I don't know. We'll see how this kind of plays out, but it doesn't look like they're getting back together.
No.
They have officially broken up,
yes,
right?
our sources have said they've completely broken up. They're out of the house. They're not living together anymore. Thank goodness for both of them and for that baby.
So
not the look.
Not the look that
so
you
not the look for him.
No, this is not good at all. All right, well, we'll continue to follow that story, all of these stories, and so much more over on usmagazine.com. But make sure you pick up the latest issue of Us Weekly. We have so much more going on in the magazine. We have an interview with Bindi Irwin. She opens up about her father, her boyfriend, so make sure you check that out.
Yeah.
What else we got going on
25 Things with Priyanka Chopra.
Oh my gosh, she's so fabulous.
Her first job was shoveling snow.
Oh, wow.
Secrets of the set for Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched at all?
Nope.
It's
no,
real
I'm
good.
behind. I'm really behind. I can't wait.
I want to watch it. I know you're a big fan.
I like
what else
it.
do we have?
I'm afraid watching it will make me want to be in like a cult type thing. I really absorb things when I watch them. So I
don't think that you'd want to be in this.
You never know. Christina, don't underestimate my darkness.
You don't want to be in this one.
Colts, Allison Mack and her section.
Oh, don't even get me started. That is the craziest.
I retweeted her tweet at Emma Watson. It is so funny.
And Kelly Clarkson. She reached out to
Yes.
Kelly Clarkson.
She did. I went to Emma Watson.
She reached out to Kelly Clarkson and was like, hi, do you want to hear about this women's empowerment group?
Yeah.
It's
women's
really
empowerment group
so
where I
creepy.
brand my name on you and then I make you have sex with my leader.
And force you to be on like a couple 100-calorie diet.
Really?
Yes,
I'm like, really? Like, that's the worst part.
You're like, hey, really? I'm like, no, No, Christina, not like nutritionist approved.
I cannot believe there's no 2020 special yet.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It is a bizarre story. If you haven't,
It's in the issue as well.
It's in the issue.
There are some beacons of light in this issue
It's not all dark.
we recap the Cosby conviction.
Oh wait,
there are a
it
lot
is
of
all
things in
dark.
here.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle, Bindi Irwin, Priyanka
Yes.
Chopra.
Yes.
I think there's some women's empowerment from Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes,
That's
there's
nice.
some really nice.
So
we
there you
talked to
go.
Sarah Jessica Parker, and there's some great quotes in here too.
Yes,
so
John
there are some-
Stamos, Life
Here's
as a
a nice-
Dad.
Oh, nice pictures of them all cleaning.
Look at
There's
this.
some
Yeah, there's a
rays of
positive
sunshine.
update on Blake
The
and
situation,
Glenn.
getting engaged.
Yes,
So
there's
many
a
happy
happy
things,
moment.
we promise.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, we'll pick up the latest issue of Us Weekly on newsstands right now. And make sure you head on over to usmagazine.com for all of the latest news. Guys, thank you. So
Thank
much fun as
you.
always. All right, bye guys.